So Amanda and I were just having an interesting conversation. We wanted to share a little piece of it with you guys. She asked me how my weekend was, and I told her it was like amazing. And we were talking about like the camaraderie that comes with being an autism parent.
I don't ever want to alienate anyone that loves me or like loves my kids.
Yeah.
But people that don't have experience with autism or kids on the spectrum, sometimes
There we go.
I don't want to explain why my kid's doing what they're doing or why they need what they need or why one only eats fruit.
Or chicken nuggets.
Or why he's spinning in circles for 2 hours. Because to us, it's our normal. So I'm clapping and cheering for him spinning in circles, but then someone else might be looking at him like, oh, poor kid, you know? And not having to explain that just makes my heart feel so full.
Yeah.
Like, I have a lot of people in my life that get it, and I'm so grateful for that.
We really have a good tribe, and I think because we do talk about autism so openly, and we have people who know our kids because, not even because they know them personally, just because they've seen them on video and stuff, and like are more aware and like are more open to Ella doing this like in the middle of Tucker's event. People were so, everybody's just so kind here. Like, we're super lucky. We live in a really good town.
We're in a tiny town, so if there are acquaintances or even friends in our life that didn't have experience with autism before, they love us, they see what we are dealing with, and I feel, we educate in a way that makes it interesting and doesn't make you feel intimidated by what our kids' struggles are.
Yeah.
Because to us, it's so normal. And we have each other. You have Priscilla.
Yeah.
Like, it's normal to us. But that being said, when my kids were first diagnosed, that was something that I struggled with really hard, is where do I stop the explanation? I would find myself in Walmart, kid having a meltdown, and I felt the need to explain to a stranger or apologize to a stranger because my kid was having a hard time, and I don't do that anymore.
No, and you know what? You've come a really long way, because when I first met Amanda, you guys, which was over a year ago, your kids were just diagnosed with autism. Both are boys. If you're new here and you are like an autism connoisseur, or you're here for the autism, she's got 2 boys on the autism spectrum, Lincoln and Levi. Link is 4.
Yep, he'll be 5 in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, and Levi is 3.
And will turn 4 in about a month.
So she had them quite close together.
A year.
They're wonderful, they're amazing, and they also go to Ella's school, and they are thriving. Our kids are like this.
They love each other.
They're besties.
It's the sweetest, sweetest thing. And like, if you are a parent of a kid on the spectrum, you know you can't force fit relationships with these kids.
Are you kidding me?
They don't have that in them to just be like, okay, fine, I'll play with this kid I don't like.
No.
You know if they like somebody or don't.
Yeah, especially my child. Lincoln is more like social. Lincoln is more like wanting to be everybody's friend.
He's our hugger.
Yeah, Ella is more like, I don't want to be anybody's friend, and why are you bothering
But
me?
she loves Lincoln.
She loves Lincoln, and she loves Nugget, but Nugget's younger, so you know how she is.
And it's funny because our kids are high functioning in many, many areas, but there are still areas where I would consider mine low functioning.
Ella too.
Social is one of them. Not because they're antisocial, just because they're selectively social. And if they're overwhelmed, you have zero control over their behaviors.
That's the number one thing I will say. If they're overwhelmed, we have zero control over their behaviors. Like, say it again for the people in the back. Because I can't just reason with Ella. If she's decided that she's going to have this moment and it's too much for her, sis is going to have a moment.
Absolutely.
And it's too much for her. And we had a moment like that at Priscilla and Ace's house where the TV was on. And naturally, John is like, you want to fix it. You want to make it stop because you're like, you're in some, like Ace said, you're in someone else's house. You're like, oh my gosh. But thankfully we're with people who get it and like can talk us through it and give maybe some pointers on how we can work around it and stuff. But making sure.
Did she just want them to turn the TV off?
But she wouldn't communicate that. You know how that went.
Yeah, of course. If you have a child who's on the way to being diagnosed, you probably won't think this is funny, but I'm here to tell you that in a year or two, this kind of stuff will make you giggle because there's going to be so many milestones that you're like, wow, remember when they couldn't communicate this? But every once in a while, they can't communicate it.
They really can't. And it does feel like it's the end of the world when you first get a diagnosis. And
it does.
You were in a really different place when you had the boys.
I was devastated and I'm embarrassed and like ashamed to admit that.
No.
Because like, how dare I be ashamed of anything that my kids are going through? But I legitimately couldn't believe that both of my children were on the spectrum. Like, and then I was getting questions from really stupid people of things like, oh, both of them? Did you vaccinate? Did you eat tuna? Like, all of these questions that just made me feel like somehow maybe it was my fault. So I went through it. Like, to say that I went through depression is just beyond. But then all of a sudden, you were brought into my life at the perfect time because I needed someone to be like, it's okay. What you're experiencing is totally normal. You're gonna be okay. They're gonna be great. Everything's gonna be fine. And when I think about that person that I was, like, I'm getting goosebumps. Oh. I was so scared that I wasn't going to be enough for them, that I wasn't going to be able to be the parent that they needed. And I was terrified. But now we're killing it. Yeah. They're killing it.
We're confident. You're more confident
Very
as a
much
parent.
so.
But you also were killing it then too. You just didn't realize it because you were feeling like you didn't have an answer, or you were lost, or you didn't know what the future would look like. All the things that are normal that every parent goes through when they get a diagnosis.
Definitely.
I remember many conversations with you where I'm like, this is normal. Them freaking out when they go to baths or when they start something new is normal. This is normal, normal, normal. What you're feeling is normal. And I felt these same feelings, like you were literally gonna get through this. And it's so true because she got through it, I got through it, the people after me and before me got through it.
And now we're helping other people get through it. Like, I get messages constantly from people that I grew up with that are now having children. They're starting to navigate this process. So I get to be what you were to me to other people.
If you are experiencing anything and somebody else is experiencing it and they're starting fresh with no matter what autism diagnosis, a good example is a lot of people actually on my channel have had experience with childhood cancer, like Tucker.
Oh God.
Yeah. So like, and they're like, we got through it and this is how, and it was good, and now they're fine and they're 11 and they're thriving and they're they're A students. Like, share that experience with someone who's going through it just now starting, and tell them the first thing you need to tell them is that it's okay. That is the very first thing.
You never know who you're going to be able to help by your experiences. And like, because I have 2 kiddos on the spectrum, they're both dramatically different.
Yeah.
Like, same level, but so many different strengths, weaknesses, like things they like, things they don't like. So trying to navigate it for both of them was the biggest challenge. But now it's our normal.
Yeah, and you're doing a great job.
Thanks, boo.
And they're thriving. I just wanted to share Amanda with you guys, and I wanted to share, you know, honestly, we didn't plan on this. We were just having a normal conversation, and then this just happened. But I want you to tell your story, and I want people to hear your story, and I want people to understand that it is okay. You can navigate the feelings of doing this, and it's not the end of the world. Like,
but it is okay to feel like it is for a minute there. Like, don't do what I did and beat yourself up about it, because you know what? If they're on the spectrum or they have something else going on, they have that no matter how you feel about it. So allow yourself that period of whatever it is, sadness, being angry, grieving, whatever it is that you need to go through to get them their help is okay.
And when you come out on the other side, you almost come out you do come out a whole different person.
I've been reborn as a mom.
Same.
Definitely.
And when you fully accept it, and I'm not just talking kind of accept it, or you're like trying to heal it or fix it or make it go away, but when you fully accepted it, your child thrives.
It's so
It
true.
only gets better. They only do better, and you only celebrate all the great things that come along with it. So we are autism moms, but we're also just human, and it's okay to be human and experience all these feelings, and it's really, really important to build your tribe. We are each other's tribe. I encourage you to maybe find it online.
Build a tribe.
Build a tribe, and here we accept you. That's the difference.
My God.
We all accept you, and it's nice to have friends who get it. And we had a great weekend, and it really couldn't have gone any better. And it's nice to be around people who get it. Like, we have you guys here, we have them there, and I have all of you who get it as well and who love my girl.
That's how I feel. And like, having this avenue and having this platform to be able to talk about our kids and what we've gone through, I am finally realizing the gravity of that it's going to help someone, either if they're on the fence about going for an evaluation, maybe things aren't okay, maybe they are. If we can help in any way to push you for an evaluation, if you have concerns, like, I feel so good about that, because the sooner you get an evaluation, the sooner your kid's gonna get what they need.
Exactly. Go check out our channel. She's linked down
They're
below.
pretty cute.
I'll throw it up here too. Lauren, editing Lauren. Put it up here.
I like when you talk to your editing future self.
It's so crucial for me, because I need to know. I'm like, Lauren, remind you. Even on like Grocery list, I'll be like, Lauren, you ran out of cauliflower rice. Get cauliflower rice.